it's MK. I am joining the Stretch the Sketch Gals for September, and I thought I would do a fun layout. Normally this isn't my style of layout, but the photos that I picked out, I actually went with my photos first. I'm so tongue-tied. Super shocked. I want to show you the sketch really quick of what we are stretching. Here it is. Camera in the thing. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. It is by Brenda Ragsdale. My apologies. I wrote it down too. I'm so terrible. So Brenda made this really cool, like crisscrossy little diagonally bits over here, and I'm going to try and stretch it across 2 different pages, but my 2 pages are not going to be symmetrical. So I have a 12 by 12 page that I'm going to be doing, and an 8.5 by 11. Oh my god. Maybe I will find my voice as soon as I find my trimmer. My desk is such a mess right now. I have a project over here, I have a project over here, and I don't even know what's in front of me, but it's bad. So, yeah, I don't even know what those are. Anyways, thank God this is the only area that you guys can see. So, I was going to take this piece of paper because it is absolutely adorable. Has a bunch of cutesy, super cute little dinosaurs all over it. I'm going to take this to my scan and cut and see what I can do, so that way I don't have to fussy cut them all out. We will see what that looks like. Then I also have one photo. I have some hot pink pieces of background. Hot pink, people. I'm going to go for the hot pink. I don't know if it'll make it or not, but I am certainly going to try. Okay? So that is what I have for my background. Now, the reason why I pulled out hot pink was because of this one pattern paper that I am going to be using, and in the background, do you see that? I couldn't tell if those were hot pink or if those were red. I can't tell, but that looks hot pink to me in the back. Does that not match? Like, kinda, sorta, almost? Yes. Yes, it does in real life. So I'm thinking that when I put it up to hot pink, it looks pink. When I put it up to red, it looked red. So I went to hot pink. And why? Why, you say? Because I have pink dinosaurs. Look at this. I have 2 pink dinosaurs. Yes, they're the same dinosaur, but I still have 2 pictures of pink dinosaur. I have a purpley pink dinosaur right here, and I have a sign that is kind of sort of in pink, and then my daughter is wearing purple. So I didn't want red, plus green and red. Every time I put green and red together, I get Christmas, and I don't want Christmas. So we're not doing Christmas. We are doing dinosaurs. Really super cute dinosaurs, by the way. Super cute. Okay. Picked out 4 photos. I've picked out scraps. This is a mirror card. They call it a mirror. Am I saying that right? Mirror card. From, nope, it's not. I get it in my Nuvo kit. So I don't know who actually makes the card, but I get it in my Nuvo kit when I get, it's not even a Nuvo kit. What is it called? Oh my gosh. It's not Nuvo. It's, I know I have something with that. Oh, it's, well, no, that says Nuvo too. Same company though. Tonic. It's the Tonic craft kit that I get, and I get all sorts of kind of specialty cardstock like this, and I absolutely love it because it is just a micro version of a 12 by 12, and then I don't really have to find a stash for it. So it doesn't last very long in my stash, so when I get my hands on it, I use it right up. What else do I have? I have a scrap of green that I also pulled out, and then I have wrapping paper. Yeah, I know. Am I weird? But check this out. Does that not look like dinosaur skin? Yeah, it does. It's super cool. Okay, maybe it's crocodile. I don't know, but we're going to do it for dinosaurs today. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to use this as my background paper because of the scales, and then I wanted to have this paper as my diagonal going across, and then you have scales and then leaves, and it would have been so cool. However, these are the only 2 pieces that I have because I've already dove into this and used the living daylights out of this, okay? So, yeah, it already made it on a background as one of my sheets. So, I'm going to put this back in my stash. I'm only going to use this little bit, and I'm going to just use a teeny tiny itty bitty little piece. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Anyways, I thought I already figured it out. Now it looks like I'm going to have to go to the drawing board. But the first thing I'm going to do is go and make some dinosaurs with my ScanNCut. I have no embellishments whatsoever except for what you see right here. I kind of sort of have a title because I like long titles. Well, I like using up my stuff, and long titles helps me use up my stuff. So I think I have a title, but I might get your guys' opinion to see which title I want. I have it wrote down somewhere. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys how I stretch my sketches. So I draw them out. I redraw them out. See, I wrote her name down. This is who Sketch it is, and this is what it's going to look like all stretched out across 2 pages, but they're not going to be the same size pages. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Well, I hope it does. Okay, and then I have 3 titles that I wanted to do. One is called Photo Stand instead of Photo Shoot, because they are, you know, they're all these little stand-up little thingies. I couldn't think of the names. What in the heck are the names? They're not photo booths. And then I have, this is my favorite one, Head in the Hole. Because their heads are in the hole. I'm sorry, that's funny. And then the last one is the technical term photo boards. Okay, that's kind of boring, but they are photo boards. This is the only one that kind of sort of doesn't match because it is, it's a photo shoot, but your head's not in a hole, their head is in a fence. And yeah, super fun. I also had loads more of these photos, but I decided to do a pocket page for that. If you guys are interested, I will show it to you at the end. Yeah, I will, I promise. So, first things first, ScanNCut. I'm going to take this over there and I will be right back, and then we'll get to the layout. Okay, alright. I am back. Just really quickly, I wanted to let you guys know, let you guys know, my gird, what happened. So, I went to the ScanNCut. I cut out all my dinosaurs. Aren't they adorable? I got all sorts. Not that I'm going to use them all, but you get the idea. I have lots to choose from now, and it's going to be super fun. I also have a bunch of these leaves. I don't know if they're pre-cut or not, but I'll have to go and take a look at, take a look at those. Or as my son likes to say, check a look at those. Yeah, he's a weird one. So anywho, I have that, and then I also went ahead and cut up my paper, and basically what I did was I cut it in half at a diagonal, and all I did was I measured up 3.5 inches this way, 3.5 inches down at the bottom, and then I had to hand cut because I don't have a trimmer that big. So these were the tools that I used to make this cut, and now I have 2 pieces. One is going to go over the 12 by 12, and then I'm just going to figure out where it's supposed to go like this on the 11, assuming that the 11 is there instead of, anyways, you'll see, it's weird. But I also took my other pink piece of cardstock and cut it down to 11 inches so you guys can see the difference. So I'm not going to center this because technically it actually sits like this in the album. It sits all the way down, I believe. Let me go look. Squirrel, it does not. It does sit in the center. It sits like this in my album. And so when I put this piece going across like this, I am not, I'm not going to try to measure this and then make it match like this. Does that make sense? I'm not going to forget that that's 11 inches too short. I could, it would make sense, but I think what I was going to do was just put the 11 inches all the way up, then put this piece on so it's a bigger piece that goes across, and then just bring it down like so in my album, because technically they're going to look like this in my album and have this gap. But who knows? I don't. Half the time I don't even know what I'm doing. but I'm winging it. That's what I do. That's how it works. I also took my mirror cardstock. This is my favorite thing to do with the mirror cardstock, is make it a photo mat, because it makes my photos just completely pop off the page, and I love that. So I've done that. I also have all of my leftovers over here, because I think what I'm going to do, again, just winging it, is this is kind of sort of like a harsh line to me right here, where this paper meets this paper, and I don't do harsh lines. I just don't. And miraculously, I have 2 pieces of this paper that is the same, and I was thinking about sticking it underneath like so. Okay, and clearly it has to go off the page in order to make it look like it was like a full sheet. And then I will put this right underneath this, and again run it off the page so it looks like it's a full sheet. And I know I have that gap, but when I lay out my photos where I wanted them, which is roughly like so, nope, it's gonna go up here, and then this one's gonna go like right here. So they cover up the gap anyways. So this is roughly how I want my photos. And then of course a little dino action going on up here, and maybe something going on down there. I don't know, maybe like little, I have this cute adorable stamp that's like dino tracks, so might do that. And then the rest of the pieces are going to be for my 8.5 by 11. Again, I have this piece to work with going across up there, and then I have these pieces that are going to be my other angle going this way. Now, because this paper is so thin, this piece is going to be my little tiny strip that was in the sketch, and this is the photo that's going to go on this side. I'm actually going to take this and glue it to another piece of white cardstock, so that way it isn't so see-through. And when I go to lay it on these layers like so, it's not going to, you're not going to see this blue and then that green and then that white and then that pink underneath. So that way it'll help. It'll just help. So I promise it'll just help. All right, so that is kind of the gist of how I want my layouts to go. Again, I have no idea, none whatsoever, what I'm going to do. I have my little embellishments going on over here. Like I said, this is going to have some little dino action. I'm not really sure if I'm going to have like a little scene. I kind of do want to draw attention to the dinosaurs over here. So I might do a little guy like this. Looking over here at the dino burgers, I might have a little fly guy. Going on over here as well. Who knows? I don't. Again, it's the layout itself is very simply not designed, but embellished, and so I kind of sort of wanted to follow that as well. So I might just do like, maybe I have a piece of vellum that was left over from something else, and I might fill in this gap right here. Whoa, dino down. I might fill in this gap right here with vellum, so that way the dinosaur kind of pops off the page just a hair more. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too sure on what. I like this. See, like I have a little dino action going on, like, ooh, dino burgers, yum, let's go eat my children. Anyways, okay, this is why I do voiceovers and not real-time things, because then you guys get to hear what really comes out of my mouth. Anyways, that's the gist of where I'm gonna go, and if you're interested, follow along. All right, I'll see you soon. Wow, that introduction was absolutely insane. Anyways, the first thing that I am going to do is put my, scaly print on the back of white cardstock, so that way it's not so see-through. Then I am going to actually pull out my ruler and decide the angles that I want my pieces of paper to go. And I thought that I was going to start with the, I remembered now. Ha! It's like I just did this. I did just do this. So I started with the bottom layer of the like crisscross little shape that was going on in the sketch. And so this piece was going on first, and I was going to go ahead and put this piece on. And then the next piece that I needed to put on was what's it called? The leaf print. Yes. And I kind of got distracted because I just really wanted to put all of my pieces together and then glue them on the page. And of course, it never works that way. I don't know why I think I can get it to work that way, but it never does in reality. So I'm just seeing where I can place my white piece and how much green I really wanted to show, because that green is kind of boring, kind of bland, considering the rest of the layout is pop wow in your face. I should have left it just like that, because then I wouldn't have covered up and cut out such a huge, see how I'm going up? And then when I cut it out, I'm going to have that huge hole in my paper. Why didn't I? Anyways, I don't know why I felt like it needed to go all the way across. I'm thinking it's because of something in my brain would have told it didn't. I have no idea in reality. But the one thing that I did not take into consideration is that if I have the little blue stripe underneath the leaf print, or the blue mirror card underneath the leaf print on one side, it's going to have to follow through onto the other side. And I wanted the little blue mirror card to be underneath the white. I thought that the white, the blue, and the green looked really, really good together, and did not clearly think this all the way through when I wanted that blue underneath my, now I don't even know what print it is, underneath my leaf print. Oh my God. I still have not found my words, and it has been a couple days since I started the layout. So I had to go to work, you guys. It sucks. So anyways, what I'm trying to see here is if I like the two blue mirror cards crossing each other like that. Do I like it? Do I want to go get something else? What am I thinking? So I'm going to pull in another color. I'm going to pull in yellow, because my photos, that's all they have in common. They have a lot of yellow on them. Not a lot to where it's in your face a lot, but enough to, like, I can tell that there's a lot of yellow, and I really wanted to bring the yellow in to the layout somehow. And that's what I was thinking about doing. But instead, I really liked the mirror card. I was kind of stuck on it. And I know everyone gets it. Once it's in your head that, you know, you want it a certain way, I'm the worst at it. That is how I want it, in all honesty. So yeah, I couldn't convince myself otherwise. So I'm going to have the mirror card crisscrossing. And, you know, I have to tell you guys, this is the longest part of the entire video, is me putting all these pieces of paper together. Everything else just like fell into place, even though I had no idea what direction this layout was going to take. None. Oh yeah, here's a big fail. Don't do that. Don't put glue on. I basically glued my ruler to my paper. Go me. So yeah, don't do that. That was a pain in the butt to clean, for one. And it was a giggle for another. Anyways, so now that I've got the main part of my layout down and ready to play, I'm just going to I'm going to lay down how I want my photos to go, and how I want some of the elements that I already had picked out to lay out. So the next thing that I'm going to go do is select a couple different types of alphas. I love mixing up my alphas. And here I had to like Frankenstein a bunch. So I took an F and a 1 and made an H. I took a V and made an A with the little bit that I cut off the F with, which I thought was ingenious. And then a few other things like I used 3s as E's, things like that. I also used some leftover of that scaly because I wanted to bring it over to the other side. I went and I die cut some leaves using the leftovers that I cut off from my green piece of paper. And I stamped out a few leaves and cut out some more dies from another scrap that I brought in that kind of matched the leaves that were in the print. And I used this stamp set, Tropical Chic. And I did slow this down a little bit so you guys could actually see the product that I'm trying to show you. And then I went through my not my embellishments, my enamel dot little collection, and I have them separated all in color. I don't like when packs come in multicolors. I'm just weird like that. But I just went through and picked a few colors that I thought were kind of good. And here I was just trying to decide, do I want to cut off that little hook from the one, because it is an upside down one, but I did like how it touched the E. So another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blender pen. It's by Stampin' Up, and it's the Stampin' Up alcohol markers. I absolutely love them, you guys. I just am addicted. Anyways, I'm going to color my white foam yellow. I did definitely want to bring in that yellow. And of course, when you color foam, it does work like a stamp. So you have to make sure that it's either A, dry, or B, you stamp off the excess ink that didn't soak into the foam. And I'm not going to make you guys watch me put and fiddle these tiny little letters down. So instead, I'm going to make you guys watch the big letters being fiddled with and put down. It's a catch-22, I guess. So, anywho, I just kind of wanted the dinosaurs to be part of my title instead of, like, I have a title and then I'm going to have a cluster of dinosaurs somewhere else, which I did think about that. I thought about having them off to the right a little bit, but I just loved how this, the long neck dinosaur nestled in with my title. I just loved how that happy accident happened. So, and then I did my little subtitle down below. I did end up picking out both of the titles. So it says Head in the Hole Photo Boards, so which I thought was kind of cool. It wasn't as silly as I was going to go with just Head in the Hole, but I think it's a little bit more cohesive now when you read it as a whole title instead of just a Head in the Hole. Now I'm going to just tuck under some leaves around and make one big, huge, giant cluster for my title. It's kind of like the big, huge thing. You know, I was just thinking the other day that I never realized that, who was it? RTS, Janet and RTS. I know everybody mentions her name now in other videos, and I apologize for being one of those cliches, but I never noticed that I did 75, 50, and 75, 50, and 25 clusters. And now that I'm thinking about it, it just popped in my head. That is 75, and then I'm going to do a 50, and then I'm going to do a 25. Had no idea. Anyways, back to what I'm doing, which is kind of the exact same thing. I'm putting two little dinosaurs up there and tucking in a few leaves. I also, one of my favorite things to do when I add leaves to a layout is I like to pop up the end of the leaf. So that way it looks like it's got some dimension to it. So I glue down the end of the leaf, the stem part of it, and then I pop up the leaf part of it, because leaves don't actually lay down flat. If you guys have ever noticed some weird things like that, because I do, apparently. Anyways, so again, more tucking. I didn't really want my leaves to overlap the photos because they are awfully busy themselves. So I do want to leave the photos a little free of the embellishments, because I normally do, like tie my photos in with the embellishments. I did, however, put my fly guy up there and put him on the photo because I felt like he blended into the background a little too much when he was just by himself. So yeah, I did have him touching the photo. I didn't end up using all of the leaves. That's okay. But now I am going to go through and put my enamel dots just randomly around the page. I did realize that adding the enamel dots up there on top of the leaf print was going to be hard for them to stick out. But, you know, I think it looks okay. I'm okay with how it looks. Maybe. Yeah, I am. And I'm just putting one color in each one. Obviously, I'm not going to put a green on the green and the neon pink on the neon pink. I'm not going to do that. But I did remember finally that I was going to do this stamp set of little dino prints. And so I went and I got the raspberry color that matches this cardstock. And I'm just doing a tone-on-tone stamp because I don't want it to be like sticking out. So I didn't want to stamp it in the dark blue, or I didn't want to stamp it in green. I just kind of wanted it to be like almost like watercolors. And then I decided to liven up that little boring, that green is still just super boring. So I went and I got the same color ink as it is the cardstock and decided to stamp some dino prints around it. I wasn't going to do it all the way up, but I think I like it where it's at. And I am done. I almost considered little white splatters as well, but I opted out. I decided this was enough, and I love how this turned out. I love how it just all came together, considering all I had was paper and photos picked out. Honestly, this is where it came out. I loved doing this sketch. At first, I kind of was like, oh, angles. I don't know about that. But anyways, I hope that you guys check out all the other girls that joined us this month. It was so fun, and I look forward to the next month. Have a great day.